And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to helping you win in any marketplace. Entertain, educate, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage with you so that we can help you with your buying decisions, help you avoid a lot of the commission-based advice that's so prevalent in our community. We want to help you win.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. Don't forget our number. Bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. A plethora of information available for you on our website, consumerqb.com. You can see links to all of our expert contributors, the finest folks in all of Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region that we've assembled, we've vetted, and we bring on the show to help you understand more about your buying decisions. Also, Platinum, MVPRealty.com is our real estate website. We'd love for any buyers, sellers, investors to reach out. Platinum, MVPRealty.com. Giving a shout out to Curry Leaves Restaurant, our official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is Curry Leaves Restaurant on Kennedy Boulevard. It's directly across the street from the Intercontinental Hotel there, kind of at that corner of West Shore and Kennedy. Indian cuisine, excellent food right on Kennedy Boulevard, and it's very good food. They've got lunch and dinner provided each day. Say hello to Saji and his team over at our official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, Curry Leaves Restaurant on Kennedy Boulevard. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives here. And it's Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio. I've got an all-star lineup for you today. We got Patrick Highland in the house, radio show host on our Friday night edition, insurance specialist. Welcome in, sir.
Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate you bringing me in today, and let me talk about the new Friday night show, and then also we're doing a sports show on Sundays. So
nice.
Very
okay.
good, man.
Very good.
Appreciate it, man.
We're gonna dive deeper on that. Also, Patrick Morady's in the house, PEO Advantage. Welcome in.
Hey, Brandon, what's going on? Appreciate you having me today.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're just loving life. Things are good. We lost the Fitz magic, but hey, we're still here.
That's right. Plugging along.
Jason Salmon in the house as well, cryptocurrency expert.
Yes, always good to be here. Thanks for having me back. Today we're going to go a little deeper on why Bitcoin is so important and how you can actually get involved in it.
Yeah, I like that. Lots of good stuff lined up for you, as you can tell. We've got a great lineup for you today here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I want to let you know about an open house we got going this weekend, and also a big price reduction on this beautiful property in Old Northeast section of St. Petersburg. 215 12th Avenue Northeast in St. Petersburg. 4 bedrooms, 5 bath, $1.199 million. Just reduce this property. We just did a great price reduction, over $200,000 reduction. So we're real excited. We got an open house going on Saturday, 11 to 2. Say hello to Aaron with Platinum MVP Realty over at this SIPS panel construction home, which is recently completed, and it's a beautiful property here in Tampa Bay. A hot property that we have over in the Old Northeast section of St. Petersburg. A couple of hot properties here in Tampa Bay. And we got our announcement here. We got a buyer and seller seminar coming up on Thursday, November 8th. It's going to be over at Cox Media Group's Performance Theater, 1025 The Bone Studio, across the pond here, 11300 4th Street North, on Thursday, November 8th, 5 to 8 p.m. Buyer and seller seminar. Learn how to buy and sell like a pro. If you're going into real estate transactions, you're going to want to hear what our expert contributors are going to be talking about, and we're going to help educate, entertain, and enlighten over at our buyer and seller seminar on Thursday, November 8th, 5 to 8 p.m. at Cox Media Group, the Performance Theater. And there's limited seating, catering provided. Let us know at 813-670-7372. You can reserve your seat there, or just hit us up on the website, consumerqb.com. All right, Patrick Highland, he's hosting our Friday night live version of the show. And I've been doing sports for a while, kind of changing the theme up a little bit, maybe focus more on business.
Yeah, Brandon, I thought it would be best Monday through Thursday. It's a consumer advocate show. You handling that. I figured Friday night we'd just kind of make it a wrap-up show with consumer advocacy as well as finance and insurance options and opportunities. We'll talk a little real estate, some listings, open houses over the weekend.
Yeah.
Just makes more sense because people are used to that. Then we're on Sundays, this past Sunday, we did our first show. It was a lot of fun, 11 to 12 on 1380 AM. And we talked about the Bucs. We talked about all the NFL. We talked about fantasy. You know, a lot of the radio stations in the area are just going to focus on the Bucs from 11 to 12 on Sunday.
Right.
A lot of people like to follow other teams or talk about fantasy. So it was really a great show, a lot of fun. I'm going to have some expert contributors on the show Friday to talk about finance and insurance and what's best for them. I love what we've talked about this for many years, the consumer commission breath type of salesperson.
Yeah.
There's just no need for that. If you help out people and do the right thing for the right reasons, you'll be rewarded 10 times over.
Yeah.
And you'll get referrals and people will respect and appreciate you.
That's right.
I'm looking forward to, talking more about business on Fridays.
Yeah.
And the week. And then on Sunday, have a lot of fun talking sports.
Have some fun with the sports talk. Now, when it comes to the business side of what you do on a daily basis, how do you help our listeners out there, viewers of our TV show?
Right now, Medicare seasons was official yesterday, October 1st.
Okay.
All the rates are out. People get a preliminary idea of what's going to be available to them. And then October the 15th till December the 7th, we can enroll people into a new plan for January 1st. Now, this is a new thing this year, Brent. I appreciate you asking that a lot of people don't realize. But before, on December 7th, after you could wait till midnight, December the 7th, okay, to make that decision. But after that, you were locked in for the whole next year unless there were some certain special election periods. Well, they did a good thing. Come January, you're not happy with your Medicare program, you can make a change one time. Then you're locked into that one till the end of the year. So I can help out people with that. It's a Medicare maze. It's this time of year. It's tough.
It really is.
And there's a lot of things we can do to help people out. We're going to have Patrick talk about PO Advantage. I work with some POs in reference to people turning 65.
Yeah.
It's silly for them to stay on a group insurance plan. All that is doing is causing the employer more money out of his pocket and the employee. So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting. You guys want to hear about what he has to offer. POs are a great opportunity for a lot of businesses listening to this show.
Yeah, professional employer organizations. So, Patrick, when it comes to helping people, you hit it right on the head. Medicare, health insurance, it's such a maze. I mean, even someone like me that's kind of schooled into the business talk, we've had conversations before, but, there's still questions in my head, as far as, preferred provider network, all the different types of networks. Do you want to dive into that here, or is that something?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. A lot of times, though, people get caught up in, I have to have my doctor. How often do you see them?
Right.
Once a year. So you're
Right.
going to spend $3,000 to do that, where I can get you on a plan and save you that $3,000? And if you want to see him, go see him and pay his office, copay. And just go that route. There's so many ways to do it. I don't believe in selling people. I believe in educating them. I don't care if it's life insurance. I don't care if it's an annuity. I don't care if it's a Medicare plan. There's just so many ways that you have to do it the smart way.
Right.
And take care of people. And it's not about selling a product. It's about selling a system. It's about educating the consumer, like we always talk about. You're not selling a house. You're selling a dream, Brandon, when you sell a home.
Yeah.
I want to know the
Lifestyle.
neighborhood.
That's
I want
right.
to know where my kid's going to go to school. I want to know what shops are in the area.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not just about a transaction.
Yeah.
And you want to become a friend with me. I do the same thing, as you're well aware of.
Yeah.
And when we do that, then we have friends for life. We get referrals for life. We take care of people.
Yeah.
There's no better feeling than that.
Speaking of that, how long you been doing it?
Oh, 30 years.
30 years. Wow.
Yeah.
So
getting started.
so you've learned the tricks of the trade, I would say, right?
I try, Brandon. It's funny. You sit down with so many people. Everybody has their own inkling. It's funny how some
Yeah.
people go, Patrick, I don't care.
Yeah.
I will spend the $3,000.
Yep.
That's what I want. Put me in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tried then because I'm not going to force you to buy a blue suit.
Yeah.
Even though you have 10 gray ones. If you want another gray, God bless. I don't get it,
Yeah.
but all you can do, and that comes to my education practice and thought process.
Yeah.
I'll show you everything you want. You pick out what you like. I joke around a lot of times, and people know I'm kidding. You talked me into it,
Yeah.
and then, they laugh and go, yeah, I hear you, pal. I go, I don't care what you purchase. I want you to be happy. I'm going to be taken care of, and that's
Yeah.
all that matters for
Yeah.
both of us. So
It's
it's
true.
a lot of fun, man. You just got to enjoy people, enjoy life, and take care of everybody to the best of your ability.
So who's an ideal referral for you if people are listening? Because this is the season to make your elections, right?
Anybody, you've people that have parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, 65 or older, 95% have Medicare A and B. a lot of things, we talk about this too, Brandon. I help out a lot of vets, okay? It's very important to me. Now, they can go to the VA, but sometimes, man, that can be a cattle call. So you're an all-day affair.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You can join my programs. It's not going to cost you anything, and I can get you a second opinion from the VA. So I like helping out the vets.
Wow.
So anybody listening that is affiliated with the military, Matt Bruce is on this channel also. Big military guy, does a great show, Captains America. He promotes you.
Yes.
He promotes me because we do the right things for the right reasons.
That's right.
And that's what we do for our veterans. They've laid it all on the line for us.
Absolutely.
Let's show them appreciation. And they don't realize they can get this. So a veteran who's on Medicare A and B is a good referral. Anybody who's disabled and has Medicare A and B, I can help. A lot of times people don't realize just because somebody isn't 65 doesn't mean they don't have Medicare A and B. Could have been disabled at work, disabled wherever. I can help those folks out too. So
Okay.
right now, that's the type of season. Then after this, come January, I like to look at helping people out with life insurance, protect their home. God forbid one of them passes away.
Right.
Have enough insurance to take care of the house.
Exactly.
So
that's
it's
a
very
minimum.
important, man.
That's
And,
a minimum you got to have, especially if you have kids. Then you got
Yes.
a different conversation to have,
So
more of an
there's-
exploratory conversation with Patrick Highland, hosting our radio show on Friday nights. He's also got a Sunday show on 1380 The Biz right here, the Wall Street Business Network, insurance specialist here as well. All right, stay with us when we come back. More from our expert contributors. We got Patrick Morades in the house, Jason Salmon, and we're going to have a lot of fun here today with you on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Stay with us.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by Platinum MVP Realty, PlatinumMVPRealty.com for all your real estate needs. Giving a shout out to the Bilmar Beach Resort over on Treasure Island, our official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, filled with fantastic and generous amenities to make your vacation that much more special. The Bilmar Beach Resort has been one of the most sought-after destinations in the Treasure Island area for decades. And for those on business trips or add a little beachside pleasure to your family vacations, weddings, corporate events, check out Bilmar Beach Resort, Treasure Island. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives by visiting consumerqb.com or reach out directly. Bilmar Beach Resort is our official hotel partner right on the beach. Beautiful. I love every time I stay there. Open up the back door and it's literally the beach. You're on the beach, especially in your ground level. It's an awesome place to stay. Hot property listing here. I got to let you know about 1370 Gulf Boulevard, unit number 401, Clearwater Beach. $1.149 million. Beautiful listing of mine. Looking for my $1 million buyers out there. Bella Rosa condo, 3 bedrooms, 3 bath, 2,200 square feet. Beautiful property here, right on the beaches of the Gulf of Mexico. Beautiful place to live, work, and play here in Tampa Bay. Somewhere sunny and 75. All right, so we heard segment 1. We heard from Patrick Hyland, radio show host on Fridays. Got a Sunday sports show now, insurance specialist, Medicare specialist, and now we're talking with Patrick Morady. So kind of a blend here. You guys do have some crossover there. So your PEO Advantage, and you've got your other brands as well.
That's right. It's funny. We were talking before the show. We have a lot of mutual contacts and resources that go way back from different PEOs. From Patrick over here used to work at one. So
nice.
And some of the things we were chatting with before was just it's got to be the right fit. It's one of those solutions that's great for some companies, but not great for all. It's got to be that Cinderella glass slipper type solution. But some of the things that PEOs handle and manage for a business that I want to talk about today is, your payroll, your workers' comp, which we've talked about in the past, but, really, I want to talk about HR, human resources, and from a compliance standpoint, how that's extremely important when you're running a business, especially if you're a small company or a growing company. They can really support you with helping create policies, procedures, making sure you've got a compliant handbook, just different elements like that to help protect you from getting into trouble. You and I were chatting a little bit before the show about, you're looking for an admin person,
right?
And you made a post on LinkedIn about it. Well, the post you made was completely fine and compliant. We had a client that made a post on Facebook that said, I'm looking for an admin, looking for a female, 20 years old, in her 20s, flexible schedule. You would think common sense would apply.
Yeah.
But clearly it did not.
Wow.
So it looking out for little things like that can get you in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. You got to be careful anytime you go to any type of preference. Keep it blanketed and then, take the calls as they come.
Take the calls as they come.
Right.
You're required to be an equal opportunity employer, kind of like the sign reads on your way into Salem Communications, right?
Right.
Yeah. So looking out for things like that can really get you in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, because it only takes one misstep to have the different attorney firms coming right after you, boy. They're going to serve you with a big old stack of paperwork. You're going to be like, what hit me? What did I do?
Right, and then you're distracted from doing your day-to-day.
Yeah.
Because now you're having to deal with this, labor employment claim.
That's
and
right.
That's a complete distraction from why you got in the business in the first place.
Yeah, reactive versus proactive.
Exactly. So a PEO can help protect you against some of those, compliant type issues.
Yeah.
It's HR. You would think common sense would prevail, but we had another situation where business owner called in and they had a female that was pregnant, and she was received a note from her doctor that she had to, be on bed rest. He asked, well, can I terminate her?
Oh, wow.
I can ask the four of you in this room. I think you guys
Obviously,
know
yes.
Right. I think you know the answer to that.
If you want a lawsuit.
Right. So
Come on, man. There you go.
That's it.
So, but those are the type of questions that you we field, or the PEO will field on your behalf.
Right.
Because if you're just not sure, from a termination question, maybe it was more of a no call, no show. Well, we're an at-will state. Can I terminate them? Well, let's back up a second, make sure we've got things documented correctly.
Right.
Where they, have they been disciplined before for this type of action and things like that. That's where the PEO is really going to wrap their arms around you and be a true partner.
Yeah, it's important. Yeah, and a lot of times, with just speaking kind of with the similar type of mindset with real estate, there's so many contracts and different things that happen. One of the things I like about the realtor boards is they put together a legal hotline. Hey, it's part of our dues. We pay for it. I tell my agents that all the time. Hey, call the legal hotline. If it's questionable, if you're not sure, call the legal hotline. Right. Get an attorney's opinion.
Exactly. And that's a great analogy for what the PEO can provide, or does provide the small business owner. It's in addition to providing you your workers' comp and running your payroll and making sure your taxes are paid, your unemployment claims are handled, and managing all that activity. They're a hotline for you as well when it comes to those sticky situations, because as a small business, you don't know. And if you're growing and you're starting to do business in maybe South Georgia, or you're entering other states or other markets, you're obligated to know those rules and regulations, and that's where a PEO can really support you too. They're going to know those state laws and rules.
Yeah, and Patrick, I see you nodding a lot. You're working with PEOs a lot from a capacity.
I do.
Jump in here.
People need to realize that you're going to get charged a couple percentage points of your payroll, but man, the money you're going to save on workers' comp, on time, being in compliance, you're making out ahead of the game big time, and people don't realize that.
Right.
I mean, you have a question of, hey, man, how do I have to handle this overtime? This guy's on salary. How can I work this? Hey, this guy got hurt on his workers' comp. Hey, can you save me some money? Another thing that I'm sure he was going to bring up that people don't realize, the unemployment tax, when you're a new business, can be ridiculous. You get with a PO, you can save thousands of dollars that way also. So,
and how does this happen? Because it's economies of scale, right?
Yeah,
it is. Exactly, and it depends what, a roofer's workers' comp is going to be a lot more than a secretary's. And that's where you get with Patrick and get with the right PO, and you can be set in a good shape and get the right insurances, the right plans, the right program, the right HR. It's really a all-in-one stop shop, and I'm a big fan of them, as you can tell, for a variety of reasons. I believe they have their place, and they help me, and I help them. So it's a win-win situation. It's all about they save people money, I save people money, and that's what we're supposed to do.
That's right.
And he makes some excellent points, too, when you talk about the cost of the PEO, right? It's going to be a couple percentage points on your payroll. But we started off by talking about HR. If you were to hire a certified, experienced HR person, at minimum, their salary starts at $65,000 a year. Well, as a small business, if you're looking at, do I bring on maybe 2 commission salespeople to drive top line, or do I bring on an HR person? The decision the business owner is going to make. He's not going to invest in HR because he can't calculate the return on that. And leveraging a PEO, you combine all those resources that Patrick, not me in the third person, Patrick next to me was talking about. You can really benefit from that and really see some savings in a number of different areas, specifically the workers' comp, because the PEO is not only leveraging economies of scale, but they have a large deductible on their program. So, they're afforded to pass on, discounts to you when you normally wouldn't afford them on the standard market by yourself.
Sure. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Patrick Highland to my right, Patrick Morades here to the left, or in the middle. So yeah, it's and that's what I love about this show. We've got so many great partners. We're referring business to each other. We're helping each other. We're helping the consumer. When they contact us, we're getting a lot of Instagram messages now, Facebook messages, emails, calls, text. I love it because we really built this thing up over 5.5 years now, and we're to the point where we really have a solution for almost anybody out there, no matter what you're facing. Several types of attorneys here on the program. We've got health experts, of course, a lot of mortgage, real estate experts that we talk with and we consult here on the show. So we want you to think about this show as the hub of your wheel, each one of those spokes extending out. And it may be for someone that you know or love, or a business that just started. Have them get in touch with us. We would love to consult with them, and everything's free of charge as far as consultations go. Then if they get in contact and they take it to a point where they're taking services and those types of things, then there may be some costs involved. But you know, the show itself, that's the goal, is it's a consumer advocate based program. And what we're doing here is serving as a consumer advocate. We want to help you avoid a lot of the commission based advice, make you more street smart here. So a lot of great information here. Patrick, what's the website where people can find you?
PEOadvantage.com.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's 943 PEOs across the country, and this is what we do all day, every day. And you know, I appreciate you bringing up being a consumer advocate, because that's exactly what we are. There's no cost associated with us working with a small business and providing them the advice. We even put out a white paper that gives them a step-by-step process if they want to do it on their own.
Right.
You know, if you've got the time, by all means, go ahead and contact, you know, PEOs directly if you like, or you can, you know, work with one of our team members and we'll provide you the advice, direction, and counsel, because different PEOs have different risk appetites,
streamline the process,
specialties. Exactly.
And there's not many people in Tampa Bay that are more involved with charities and nonprofits than Patrick is. I'll tell you that right there. Patrick Morides does a great job with that. So all around good guy, great businessman as well. All right, stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. When we come back, more from our expert contributors. We're going to talk a little cryptocurrency. You know, you're interested. You want to find out about Bitcoin, all the different cryptos, mining cryptocurrencies. So interesting stuff coming up. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Hi, my name is Joe Stalteri. I'm one of the owners of Complete Care Systems. At Complete Care Systems, we do carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, tile and grout cleaning, tile and grout sealing, wood floor and laminate floor deep cleaning, as well as stripping and waxing of linoleum and vinyl floors, and a whole lot more. We also run daily deals and special, which you can find at CompleteCareSystems.com, or simply call Tricia up at 727-364-5158, and she'll answer all your questions and give you over the phone free estimates. Or she'll send me out to your home or office to give you an on-site free estimate. At Complete Care Systems, we don't cut corners, we clean them.
Listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by Platinum MVP Realty. Check out Platinum MVP Realty for all your real estate needs, buying, selling, or investing. We would love to talk to you, educate you about the process, help you navigate those rough waters that can be in the real estate mortgage space, credit as well. I've got a buyer seminar coming up as well, buyer and seller seminar coming up on Thursday, November 8th. This is going to be over at Cox Media Group's Performance Theater, 1025 DeBone Studio, 11300 4th Street North. Buyer Seller Seminar on 4th Street North here in Tampa Bay. Save the date, Thursday, November 8th, 5 to 8 p.m. We're going to have catered food by Amici's Catered Cuisine and some really good content for you. We're going to make you an all-star when it comes to buying and selling, and even we'll talk about investing as well. So save that date, Thursday, November 8th. Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty hosting a buyer and seller seminar right here in Tampa Bay. And I want to give a shout out to WholeBodyFuel.com, chef prepared food delivery service, meal delivery service directly to your home or office. And these guys know how to do this business. They are great. Chef Brian Adamo and his team, Kevin and the team over at WholeBodyFuel.com. They deliver these awesome meals directly to your home or office. And it's, organic veggies, natural proteins. The world's famous protein donuts are amazing. Excellent food. WholeBodyFuel.com. Check them out. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives. And as you know, I'm the host of the show, also a top agent here in Tampa Bay, recently selected as top 1% of all realtors nationwide from one of the groups that we talked with. 12091 145th Street in Largo, 3-bedroom, 2-bath property here, just reduced down to $290,000. Now, this is in a non-flood zone. It's not in a flood zone, close to the beach, and it's close to Indian Rocks Beach there. You got a marina, Krabby Bills, nature park. Excellent property, nice backyard as well, listed at $290,000. Hot property, compliments of Platinum MVP Realty. All right, we got Jason Salmon in the house now, cryptocurrency expert contributor here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And cryptocurrencies, man, a lot of people are intrigued about it. They just don't really fully understand it, I think.
Sure, and I think that's kind of what was fun. For last week, we kind of went through like some of the basics. We went through some of the technology that's kind of behind cryptocurrency and the blockchain. And so I thought that was fun to kind of add value and really let people see why it's important. And then today we're going to talk a little bit about how people can actually get involved in the space.
Yeah, I like it. So, I think a lot of people are intrigued. They're just concerned. They don't understand it fully. So, you've said you read something like 31 books on the space. I mean, you've really dove into this over the last few years.
Exactly.
How can people get involved?
Sure. So I think, first of all, a lot of people, when they make decisions, make them out of fear.
Yeah.
Just in general, that's kind of a base in our society. And so I always say, try to make decisions out of faith rather than fear. Do your research, figure it out. By the way, disclaimer, I'm not your financial advisor.
Okay, there you go.
So always do your own due diligence.
Right.
But, in the end, like, you're going to take some risks in your life if you want to accomplish anything. Right. So there's risk involved in anything. There's risk involved in sitting at your desk at a 9 to 5 every day for your whole life. So there's risk involved in anything. But there's a couple different ways people can get involved. I'm going to kind of go through them, but the simplest way and kind of, I think, the easiest toe in the water type of perspective that people can have is just to buy it. Just to simply buy it. Make it a very small part of your portfolio.
Yep.
Because actually Patrick was mentioning it earlier, but he can see like cryptocurrency is going to be a part of the future.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what that looks like, no one has any idea, right? I kind of think we're in what the internet looked like in the early 90s. That's where we are right now in cryptocurrency. So it's crazy. It's the Wild West. You got companies popping up that are worth $1 billion and then they're down, 2 weeks from that. So that's the space that you're in.
Right.
So people are going to make insane amounts of money and they might lose insane amounts of money too.
Yeah.
So I think from a early perspective, it's good for them to just buy a little bit of it. Try it out, start learning. Actually helped Jeremy, who's been on the show before, learn a little bit about how to purchase cryptocurrencies the other day. And he had a lot of questions because it's different than anything that people have used before. It's different than using a bank account. You know what I mean? So there's just some little things here and there, but some great places you can buy cryptocurrency that are really safe within the United States. The biggest one by far is called Coinbase. It's right there in Silicon Valley. I was actually there this weekend. So I got the opportunity to see the offices and, see all the incredible companies that are there in the space. You got Facebook and Oracle and Microsoft and all these companies that are right around where our corporate office is for mining, actually right there in Silicon Valley. But Coinbase is incredible. That's a great place. And it's super simple. It's all built into an app you can download on your iPhone or Android. You can buy cryptocurrency in about 5 seconds.
Wow, that's really cool. And the last time you were show, you delivered some directly to my wallet
Exactly.
on my iPhone as we were doing the show.
Exactly. And so it's super simple. I think that whole transaction took 3 seconds. And the best part, and we talked about it last week, is no one had to babysit our transaction. We didn't have to hand that money to Visa to hand it to you.
Just send me some.
Yeah, you might get some.
We'll try it again.
Well, yeah, I like that.
Well, I use Robinhood.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
That's another good app.
It's something. The one great part about Robinhood, I'm glad you mentioned that, is Robinhood charges 0 fees to actually purchase cryptocurrency on their platform, which is great. Wow. But something to keep in mind with Robinhood is they're not an institutional holder of cryptocurrency. So whereas with Coinbase, you have a back wallet that you can move the cryptocurrency to other wallets. Within Robinhood, you don't have that opportunity actually. You've purchased it, but they're holding it for you. And so I think a huge rule in cryptocurrency is, it's the same rule I actually think if you think about cash. If you're not holding it, it's not yours.
It's kind of reminds me of Friday where he says, it'll be like it's our bike, but I'm going to keep it at my house.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a great company. I have nothing bad to say about it, but from personal perspective, and I think some issues that have happened with other companies in the past, it's always the most important thing you can do is to hold your own cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I think that's a good point that we brought up here. By the way, if you just joined us, Jason Salmon, cryptocurrency expert, and Patrick Morades as well, kind of weighing in as well. But and I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. But that's, I think, some of the concern that people have is, what's the hackability? How do I know I'm not going to lose this?
Sure. So when you're talking about the actual blockchain, it's funny, me and Brandon have had this conversation once before. So the actual blockchain is essentially impossible to hack. And the reason for that is you need what's called a 51% attack, which means you need to control 51% of the network, which the amount of computing power that would take, no one has.
Right.
So the ability to do that is essentially impossible. Now, who knows if later in the future someone figures something out? I have no idea, but it doesn't exist currently.
Yeah.
And then secondarily, I always say, and actually the Robinhood thing works well for that, is if you're keeping your cryptocurrency in your own private wallet, you have no issues to happen. Now, if you gave your passwords out or you had them in bad places or you had really bad passwords, that's obviously on you. I think cryptocurrency, there's no more babysitters to hold your hand, but then you're taking the responsibility now of, I have to control it, I have to protect it, I have to make sure I'm doing the right things. So while there is that lack of control from that perspective, it's now your responsibility.
It's interesting too when you think about money and how we came from a society of barter. The bartering game changed, and then it went to World War II. I think when did we come off the gold standard, right? Like, so we come off the gold standard, and then now that was a big thing in history where had the largest economy in the world coming off of a currency that was actually backed by gold.
For sure.
Right? I mean, that was a big change.
It was huge. So that was in 1971. Nixon took us off the gold standard. But what's kind of interesting is, so the world was actually kind of off the gold standard already at that point, but they were backing with dollars, which then the dollar was in turn backed with gold.
Right.
And so that whole thing was kind of funny, and it fell apart. There was a big speech that Nixon did, that we're protecting the dollar against the speculators, and that it was a temporary fix, right? We were going to go back. Well, it's been a little bit. I think I'm still waiting on it to come back. And really what was happening is they were just printing way more dollars than they had in gold.
Right.
And they got caught.
Yeah.
So, so he got caught, and he's like, okay, well, now we're not going to convert it anymore.
We don't print any money now.
Yeah, right. I mean, it seems like every year you hear about the printing, so the inflation's there, and kind of leads into the mortgage talk also for real estate is, that's what's kind of keeping the market in check right now, is that the rising interest rates are kind of slowing down a little bit of the real estate appreciation on the selling side.
Sure.
So it's such a complex market when you think about how it all interacts.
For sure. And I actually think that's an incredible part of, let's use Bitcoin as an example. So Bitcoin has a max supply of 21 million coins. So whereas like the US dollar that's just printed into oblivion every single year, your dollars buy less and less groceries every single year. That's because they print the purchasing power right out of them.
Yeah.
Whereas with Bitcoin, it has a limited supply, and the way that it comes out, it's actually meant on purpose to protect from inflation. So even if you're thinking about it as a hedge, you know what I mean, against currency crises, or when you look at the cycles behind currency crisis. So right now, we're on a 10-year cycle since the last big recession that we had. And a lot of economists are saying that we're pushing that point where now it should be coming soon.
Yeah, we're getting close to another, recession, concession, the term.
Depression, whatever it is.
Something's coming, hopefully not nearly as huge as last time.
I don't want it to happen at all, but.
Yeah, it's coming. It's a natural flow and a natural cycle. It's going to be there. There's a lot of student loan debt out there that's piled up. There's a lot of speculation with the currencies and the trade imbalances with China and other nations. There's a lot there when it comes to the tariffs. So how will that all play out? That's the multi-million-dollar question. For
sure. And what I think is interesting too is if you look at countries in the last couple of years that have had big currency crises, Bitcoin has been a big facilitator of where they're moving their mony to.
Good point.
So,
stay on that. We're going to stay on that when we come back, because that's a great point you brought up. The countries like Argentina and some of the South American countries, so Bitcoin could come in and be a saving grace in a word. We'll talk about more with Jason Solomon on the other side of this. Also, Patrick Moradi's in the house. We're going to jump into our lightning round with our top tips, nuggets of advice, and parting words of wisdom. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay, helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. And we're also recruiting agents to our team. We're growing our team. We've got a plethora of leads coming in. And so anyone out there real estate related, we'd love to talk to them. We're actually hiring for multiple positions with our company, Platinum MVPRealty.com. And we're back here in studio. We got Patrick Moradi's in the house, PEO Advantage. Jason Solomon, he's a cryptocurrency expert, and we're talking about all things crypto right now. I want to let you know about a hot listing in South Tampa before we jump back into it. 103 South Havana Avenue, 5-bedroom, 3-bath real estate property here. Charming property in the South Tampa historic home, close to in the Plant High School district. $525,000. Great Airbnb property. The owner's making some good income, so this is a great opportunity for an investor to come in and purchase 103 South Havana Avenue. Beautiful real estate property here in South Tampa. Also 5506 Dallas Way in Valrico. This is in the River Hills Country Club, gated community, 4 bedrooms, 3-bath, $545,000, 3,500 square feet, and it's a corner lot pool home, and the owner is the builder. He's built the home. He's put all the best supplies and materials into this property. 5506 Dallas Way, Valrico, Florida. Hot property here in Tampa Bay.
somewhere sunny and 75.
And our official cleaning partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is Nova with Prestige 24/7 Cleaning. She does a great job cleaning our real estate properties. Reach out to Nova for all of your cleaning, whether it's residential or commercial. Prestige 24/7 Cleaning. Nova does a great job. Nova McNeil. And reach out. She's got a great website there. Prestige Cleaning 24/7. And give her a call. And reach out at consumerqb.com as well. All of our contact information for all of our expert contributors is located on our website at consumerqb.com. All right, we're back here in studio. We got Patrick Moradi's in the house, Jason Solomon. So, Jason, we were talking about how some countries are utilizing Bitcoin in their currencies.
Sure. And when I think of cryptocurrency, I always think of it as the people's currency. So to give you an example, the countries are not using them from a governmental perspective.
Right.
So what's happening is, especially in, to give you an example, Argentina or Venezuela, their currencies are extremely manipulated. And so they'll flood the market, essentially trying to pump cryptocurrency into the economy to try to keep it alive, which we've tried that before as well. And so when they're doing that, they're taking all the purchasing power away from the people. And so what they're doing is it's kind of a capital flight into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies because they have the ability to move their money without having to use the banking institutions, which are limiting them.
Yeah.
I've seen before, there's like 3-hour lines sometimes in Venezuela just to get currency. And that currency is being devalued by the second, you know what I mean? So when you take that power out of the government's hand and you put it in the people's hand, it allows for real commerce. It allows for real economies of scale. So that's one of my exactly. That's one of my that's one of my favorite parts about it. And that's what we touched on it last week. That Bitcoin is decentralized, right? So no third party has power over it.
Wow.
And so if I want to transact with you, I have the ability to do it without any government or company, coming in and saying I don't have the ability to do that.
Now, can anyone mine the currency? Like, especially when you're talking about individuals in Argentina and Venezuela.
Sure.
Can they mine it themselves to
so when
mitigate some of the things from a government perspective?
So when cryptocurrency first came out, so to give you an example, when Bitcoin came out in 2008, you could mine it from your CPU. And the people who did that, if they have the Bitcoin still, are extremely wealthy.
I thought that's what you did.
No. So now mining is really done by what you call like industrial miners. It's done by larger companies that have huge amounts of mining power. To give you an example, with the company I work with at Silicon Valley, I think last month we purchased like $700,000 in computer hardware. That's just all mining hardware. That's all it's meant to do.
So from investing back into the growth.
Exactly. So really from let's say from an individual perspective, like he used, you do have the ability to invest in mining, but you do not have the ability to mine on your own anymore. That's not possible anymore.
Because there were people going out into the deserts, hooking up the solar power.
Yep.
Doing it that way, right?
Yeah, and there's been some companies that are now trying to expand upon the solar aspect of it. It's just hard. It takes a lot of power to actually power the computers. It's not like trying to even power like a house.
Wow.
It's much higher than that, and so it requires a lot of electricity. So they like to use, especially like our mining company. To give you an example, we use a mining farm out of Winnipeg, Canada. You get like 4 cents per kilowatt hour, which is very, very low in comparison to like the average in the United States for commercial grade electricity. It's like over 14 cents per kilowatt.
And that's one of the misconceptions people have. I've learned this about solar over the years doing this show. We work with David Ringo with 3D Solar. They do a great job.
He was on the show last time.
Great guy, great company. Fast 50, top 12. I think they ended up 12 in the Fast 50 Tampa Bay.
Yep.
But a lot of people say, well, why is Florida so low on the list in terms of solar? We've got all this sunshine. It's the sunshine state. But we already have relatively cheaper or less expensive power when compared to other states like New Jersey or New York, I believe.
For sure. Yeah, I think that makes perfect sense. And I like any of these things. I think whenever something, we kind of talked about this last week as well, but whenever you're looking at innovation, I think innovation always leads to extinction or evolution.
Sure.
Right. And so
Absolutely.
with energy, that's what we're looking at. You're looking at something that's renewable, something that will, last a long time. So that's why you're going for solar. When you're looking at, I think, currency and future wealth and commodities, I think cryptocurrency is an incredible space to be. It's an evolution, of an inefficient product.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting too. And when you think about it from a like a Napoleon Hill style thought process, or even like a Tony Robbins, a modern day, he says, hey, fill up your safety bucket, fill up your security bucket, and then you have some other buckets. If you have these filled up, you have some opportunity to maybe partake in something that might be a little less, what's the way you want to say that, right? I mean, it's
a little less risky,
a little less risk than, so yeah, but it's not going to be like buying a bond,
sure,
which, you're not getting very little return on that.
No return on a bond today.
I mean, it was interesting too in that Money Master the Game book that he wrote. Tony wrote that like 3 or 4 years ago, I guess. It was the first time ever in the history of the banking system that we ever went into a negative savings.
Negative interest rate.
Interest rate. Yep. Yeah. So in other words, you had to pay money for the bank to hold your money.
Which is like an insane concept. Like, if you think about what banks do, all they do is create currency, actually. So you're giving them your currency, and then they have the ability to lend out 10 times that amount.
Yep.
Which is insane. It's kind of funny sometimes when people use like what I call like blanket terms, like Ponzi schemes or things like that. Like you realize like your dollars are involved in the world's largest Ponzi scheme. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't get me started on the banking system, man.
So it's always funny when people say stuff like that.
Like,
but they don't know the facts. Like I've seen interviews before. They'll just ask people like basic questions, like who creates the U.S. dollar in the United States? And people will come up with doesn't the mint print it, or that's the Treasury? They don't realize that the Federal Reserve is the one who actually creates the dollars in the United States. But people don't know this stuff, and so that's why it's cool, I think, to be on a show like this, to have a platform to actually add value to people's lives so they start understanding how the system really works.
Right, yeah, because you when it comes to talk radio, I mean, you can really dive directly into the true issues and what's behind it. In my background was the mortgage space, as a lot of us here, I believe. When you think about that, it was like, okay, what's the overnight lending rate, right? Okay, well, that's what the banks are going to lend to the commercial institutions. They're going to turn around and mark it up a couple points, make their auto loans, all their other types of loans, mortgage loans that are going to. So it is a complex system, but I like the fact that we have alternatives today. So Jason Solomon talking about cryptocurrency here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So how can people get involved? What are some of the opportunities if somebody says, okay, I'm ready to engage?
Sure. Yeah. So we talked about the buying and holding, which I think is a great thing. Just buy Bitcoin and hold it.
Yeah.
Don't do anything. Make sure you know where it is, but don't do anything. And then definitely the mining. You can get involved with large mining pools, and I think you can create a pretty incredible passive income, especially compared to any other passive income instruments that really exist out there.
Yeah.
You can also trade it just like, you have day traders and stocks and things like that. And especially for traders look for volatility because that's where they make their money. So then cryptocurrency has got to be 10 times as volatile as the stock market. So from that perspective, I think there's an opportunity for people who actually know what they're doing. I don't do that because it would just be gambling for me.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's roulette.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's so many currencies that are just coming out now. It's
exactly. And they'll jump, as opposed to stocks, you'll see 2%, 3%, maybe 5% movements. You'll see 20, 30, 40% movement sometimes in a day.
It's like penny stocks.
Wow.
So that's interesting. It's the Wild West. We talked about the Wild West. It's the Wild West. And then another way, actually, and I think this is something that maybe people haven't thought of, and especially if there are any high school graduates, seniors this year, is look into getting involved. If you're thinking about getting in the tech space, or maybe you don't know what you want to do, look into getting involved in the blockchain side of technology, about studying that.
Right.
All the biggest universities now have courses on blockchain and cryptocurrency. I think like MIT has like 12 courses alone on the subject. You can now start to major in blockchain.
Wow.
There's massive companies we talked about last week, Walmart, IBM, that are all getting in on the blockchain, which is the backcoin to the Bitcoin cryptocurrency. So that's a huge market that's completely underutilized right now. So essentially they don't have enough people that know how to do this to actually to go. So if there's any high school graduates listening,
people start giving it value, then it has value.
Exactly.
And on that same front, I think I was driving on 275 the other day. I saw USF advertising for cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Very similar. This is where things are going. Things are heading in that direction. Much like Patrick, we've talked about, Amazon Alexas and the skills, programming the skills. Think about where things are heading. Put your efforts and energy into that space.
For sure. And I think, especially when you're thinking, I think sometimes people think of cryptocurrency as this tiny niche of this small group of individuals, but they don't realize the size of the companies or the financial institutions that are getting involved in this. The giant building in downtown, PNC Bank, they just partnered with a cryptocurrency to make international payments.
Man.
So now they're going to use this cryptocurrency to make international payments. They have 8 million customers around the United States.
Unbelievable, the size and scope. How can people find you on Instagram at Jason Solomon?
Yeah, exactly. So my last name's Sallman. You can find me on there, or you can always contact Brandon's Consumer Advocate hotline to help you get in contact with me.
Awesome. Good stuff, Jason Solomon. Patrick Morades, the website again?
PEOadvantage.com.
PEOadvantage.com. All right, consumerqb.com as well. All of our contact information there. Reach out out. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear your feedback from the show as well. And we really appreciate you tuning in and checking us out here. And make sure you follow us online. Go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. We'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 13.
Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing? Hi, I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, syndicated radio and TV show talk program on iHeartRadio, 102.5 The Bone, daily 5 o'clock drive time on 1380 The Biz, and our TV show is on WeBeing TV. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team and supercharge their marketing utilizing some of our innovative strategies. We utilize the Real Geeks platform, Facebook marketing, internet marketing, and a lot of the traditional methods as well. Postcard mailers mailed for you, postage, signage, business cards, all paid for by the company. Aggressive real estate splits and ways to help you win in any marketplace. We need you to go out, take applications, and work our plethora of leads that we're generating on a daily basis. Reach out by clicking the form below, and we'd love to have a confidential interview with you.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.